I observed some things along the way, and that's what we're going to detect. So you can't mistake that. In my opinion, a site has not been pounded until all you hear are nails, just a clean iron bed. A very nice little spoon bowl. Button. Well, hey everybody, I'm back where I was in yesterday's video. Big chunk of public town property with an old farm and a cellar hole that we detected yesterday. So, as yesterday you saw, we worked around the cellar hole, pulled out a bunch of stuff. The site was not hunted out. Today, I'm back because I'm going to do what I observed walking back yesterday. It's a mile from the cellar hole to the parking area, and I observed some things along the way, and that's what we're going to detect. So, first is what is left of this old stone chimney. I don't think it's terribly old, like in comparison with the colonial site, but there must have been a camp here, so that's pretty interesting. It's definitely been detected. I can see dig marks around and stuff, but I'm going to give it a go for a few, and then we'll move on to the next area I observed. There really isn't all that much space right here, so it'll be kind of easy to work. It's on this little plateau, and then it just goes into wetland and terribleness out there, so I'll swing around for a bit. Not immediately go to the chimney stack, because I'm sure that's what everybody does, but I will circle around this little plateau. See how lumpy the land is? Smooth, mostly pines. Means it's probably pretty sandy under here. One chunk of granite all by its lonesome. That was brought out here for a reason. It's literally the only piece. There's not even any rocks sticking up out of the ground. And the very classic and common camp, park, recreation, anywhere in the world find, the pull tab. Actually, don't dig as many out in the woods as a lot of people who detect parks and other more frequented places. There's another one. I bet you they brought them out for cornerstones. I guess this thing hasn't been, well, a long time. And as you can see, there's still wood, other pieces, and of course the chimney stack. It's quite messy up here in the ground, tons of signals. Well, that's enough of that one for me. Aside from all the iron, no other solid signals popped out, so up the trail and on to the next spot I want to check out. Okay, second area I want to detect. See those rocks? That is an old cart path. It's rock lined as far as I can see on the right side. It's been embanked, so somebody took the time to make that last. I'm sure it's pretty old, so I'm gonna walk it, swing it, see what we find. .72. So this is not the trail that goes up to the cellar hole. This is going off into the woods. Yeah, got a feeling. Rifle casing, but it's far enough away from the home site we did yesterday to make me think that it's not part of that, and maybe there's a home site out here, or this was just another way to get somewhere else. And here's what it looks like a bit down the hill. It's definitely an old road. I mean, you can't mistake that. So this is interesting. The locals call this the trail to nowhere. I just went a couple 100 feet into the woods and found another stretch of it that, well, I don't think anybody's aware of, but you can clearly see a defined shelf here. Comes all the way down, nicely embanked, definitely been traveled. There's no doubt that this connects to that, and you just gotta go looking for it. Still making me wonder where it's going, because the land out here is, oof. You guys see that up? So, I don't know, keep snooping around. Alright, local mystery solved. That cart path came around this globe of land. See the remainder of the rocks, and terminates at the end of the big farm. So my guess is, essentially as usual, that was an alternative route for him to get to the tail end of his farm, whether he was coming from another part of town or the other dead road, which is half a mile that way. That's all that is. There's no road that does not go anywhere. So now that we're at the tail end of the farm, we're going to start swinging through this old pasture. So, coming to the end of square one, logic still prevails. Proper break in the wall. So, this farmer was traveling along the edges here. So, nothing in the first square. We'll keep on swinging. Well, it's iron, probably an oxshoe or horseshoe. So in pasture 2, same as over there. Clear signs of land clearing, stacked rocks everywhere, but the land is not suitable for farming. And I think we got 1 or 2 more squares before we end up behind the cellar hole. Yep. Horseshoe. It makes sense out here. And any time in the past we've come across stone piles like this, we always detect around them, because you got to figure they were more than likely bringing these over with stone sleds. There was a lot of work going on, so they're always worth taking a swing around. And just to show you, it's amazing how much metal is in the ground everywhere you go. All around this stone pile. Now see, this is so cool. I've said this before, if I was coming up to this property from this angle and not sure of where a home site was, look at all the stacked rocks. That is so so interesting when you think somebody stacked that there probably a couple 100 years ago or more, and they haven't moved. I think that's why people still stack rocks today. So this is pretty neat. I'm coming up to the home site. Cellar hole is right there. Now this wall, I just want to share this with you guys because it's the first time I've actually seen this situation. So as we come up here, you guys see this globe of dirt. I thought that was rather odd on this side of the wall, but then I thought about it yesterday. Now check this out. The well is right there. And we see that all the time around wells. All that dug out dirt needs to go somewhere. So basically what this implies is the well was dug first. Here's the globe. The wall goes up over it. I mean, obviously it makes sense to get your shelter home built first and then your source of water. I've just never seen that. That's pretty cool, actually, because these mounds sometimes can be rather large. You got to figure if that well goes down anywhere towards 32 feet and it was dug like an ice cream cone so they could build it, that's a lot of soil coming out. So, cool. Unfortunately, this well has been covered properly because it's... Oh wow, there's water almost up to the top. but guarantee you it goes deep. So I'm swinging inside the living space, the front yard. There's still signals out here. But I'm having a hard time keeping myself away from the iron bed. That's really where I want to detect. But we need to see what's out around the hole too. Nice. See? Not hunted out. A very nice little spoon bowl. Yeah, it sounded like a shotgun shell, but obviously it was not. Button. I don't know if you guys could see or tell from that distance, but that was a real narrow signal ringing in the lower 40s, and there was a button in the ground. So I'm going to keep swinging out here for a bit. This is the front entry to the house, out to the little front yard here, and there's dig holes everywhere from everyone else. And brush on the ground, which is always a clear indicator that somebody didn't take the time to move it. There could be signals underneath it. That's actually a pretty good signal. Button. See, there's plenty of stuff still here. I've been out in the front end here for 12 minutes, 3 targets. Not bad. You just gotta go slow. Chasing shanks. Beautiful. So I started out with a signal that was not really giving me any numbers on the VDI. So I just opened it up a little bit. It's going into the 80s, but it still sounds really deep. It could very well be a big chunk of iron way down in there. Tomback button. I'd say 7 or 8 inches deep. Real weak signal, but it was in there. Wow, look at that. Just wipe it off. And it's beautiful again. And it's another button. Unbelievable. This stuff is almost on the surface. Very, very cool. Well, this was ringing up like a shotgun shell, but it's got design on it, as you can see, so it's definitely a relic. It's part of something. Plenty of stuff. Do you see it? Iron spoon bowl. Terrible signal, but solid. And one more relic. Sheet metal. So although that last target was sheet metal, it was a good signal. In my opinion, a site has not been pounded until all you hear are nails, just a clean iron bed. We have a few sites we've worked like that. You got to get all the sheet metal out and anything that basically rings up above a nail, which on our machines is like around 32. So much brush still on the ground that hasn't been moved. And today I worked from here to the other side of the house, so you're talking 40 feet by, I don't know, maybe 15 feet out. That's it, and all that stuff came out of there. You just need to go slow, and if it rings up above a nail, dig it. So I've enjoyed the challenge the last 2 days of being presented with a site that has been said to have been hunted out, and in the past 2 days I've dug a handful of relics. Has it been cherry picked? Absolutely. There's nothing high ringing up out of here. Clean high. We're getting some high signals, but it's sheet metal, and that needs to go. It all needs to be dug because it could be masking all kinds of stuff. I will be back here again. Not sure when. I would like to bring somebody up with me so they can give it a good going over. And today, starting out, that was great to come in from all the way around that cart path and see what the other side of the farm looked like, so I know what we're dealing with on a return trip. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Go back to sites, go slow, and enjoy your Not Thursday.
Took a walk through a dirty town. I didn't see nobody around. I looked